like, Lord, what are you talking about? I think this is a mistake. We did not do that. When inasmuch as you did not do it to the least of these your brethren, you did not also do it to me. Hey everyone, it's Emily here, back for another video, and today I'm going to be talking about the things we do here on this earth have an impact that we may or may not recognize. But before we get into the video, you already know, please make sure to hit that subscribe button down below and also click on the bell so that you never miss an upload. With that being said, let's get into this. Okay, so I want you all to think for a second. Reflect on your life. And if I were to ask you, what do people think when they hear your name, when they remember the experiences that they've had with you? What would they have to say about you? Would they have good things to say? Would they have a smile on their face? How do you treat those around you? People you see at the store, the waiters you see at a restaurant, the people you see as you're walking down the street, the people you interact with at school or at work. How do you act towards them? I think it's important for us to reflect on this because it's good to think about our actions and think about the way they affect other people. I also want you to reflect and think about if you feel like you're superior or on top to anybody else, maybe because they have a lesser paying job or they didn't go to college, whatever it may be. Do you see people on this type of status situation? With those questions in mind, there's a passage in the Bible that really just fits well with this. It's found in Matthew 25:31-46. Starting in verse 31, when the Son of Man comes in his glory, and all the holy angels with him, then he will sit on the throne of his glory. All the nations will be gathered before him, and he will separate them one from another, as a shepherd divides his sheep from the goats. Jumping to 34, it says, then the king will say to those on his right hand, come, you blessed of my Father, inherit the kingdom prepared for you from the foundation of the world. Pay close attention, we're in the verse 35 now. For I was hungry, and you gave me food. I was thirsty, and you gave me drink. I was a stranger, and you took me in. I was naked, and you clothed me. I was sick, and you visited me. I was in prison, and you came to me. But here's the thing. Going to verse 37, these people are gonna be like confused. It says in verse 37, then the righteous will answer him saying, Lord, when did we see you hungry and feed you, or thirsty and give you drink? When did we see you a stranger and take you in, or naked and clothe you? Or when did we see you sick or in prison and come to you? And the king will answer and say to them, assuredly I say to you, this is so powerful. Assuredly I say to you, inasmuch as you did it to one of the least of these my brethren, you did it to me. Wow, that is so powerful. These people that the Lord calls to him, that were found faithful and righteous, are people who did all these things, feeding those who were hungry, clothing those who were naked, all these things. They didn't realize that those actions that they were doing, they were also doing it to the Lord. The way they treated other people who were struggling, who were in need, was an example of how they treat the Lord as well. There is so much in helping those who are around us out, those who may be struggling and in need. But then we see on the contrary in verses 41-46 that the Lord tells these other people who were wicked to just depart because they did not do all these things. They did not feed him when he was hungry, thirsty, or when in prison, or sick, all these things. And so these people who are considered wicked, and they're so confused, they're like, Lord, what are you talking about? I think this is a mistake. We did not do that. When When did we see you hungry? When did we see you thirsty? Da, da, da. And the Lord answers in a similar way. Inasmuch as you did not do it to the least of these your brethren, you did not also do it to me. You didn't do it to those who are around you. You didn't do that to those people who asked you for something, those who you saw were in need and you kept walking away. The point of this is how important it is to treat those around us with the same level of respect and love, those who are in need, because the way you're treating them is the way you are treating God. The people who were struggling and suffering were created by God just like us. So how dare we act as if they are insignificant, they are worthless, just because they are struggling and not in a great state. If you see somebody and you consider them, oh, that person's ugly, recognize how deep your words are. Recognize what you're actually saying. You're saying that God is ugly. The one who created this world, who created that individual, who died for that individual. There is such a deep sense to the things we do that we may not even think about. If you knew that the way you're treating other people is the way you're treating God, I wonder if everyone knew that. I wonder if things would be different. Loving those around us shows that we love God. To end, I want to read a verse from 1 John 4, verse 20. It says here, if someone says, I love God, and hates his brother, he is a liar. For he who does not love his brother, whom he has seen, how can he love God, whom he has not seen? That one hit. If we can't have that in the physical sense with those around us, how can we expect to have that with the invisible God? You can't love God at the same time while treating others terribly, having hate in your heart towards them. The two do not coincide. If you have recognized that you have done this in your life, that you have treated those who are suffering, who are struggling, who are in need without any type of grace, there's still hope for you. Don't continue to do that, but seek to keep it in mind, the essence of what you're actually doing by walking away from those individuals. Love those around you, treat them well. If it's hard for you, pray. The Lord will give you strength to do so. That is all I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you enjoyed it, please make sure to give it a thumbs up. Also comment down below and also follow my Instagram. It will be shown in the description. All right, I'll see you all in next week's video. Bye.